Tories' first constituency-wide ballot on Britain's membership of the European Union has returned a result overwhelmingly in favour of leaving the EU. Organised by the Rochester and Stroud MP Conservative Mark Reckless, who called it a referendum, every household in the area was invited to take part in the survey. It found that 80% were in favour of leaving the EU.
I think we've given people a chance to have their say. As I've had to, with my local members and supporters locally, raise £5,000 or £6,000 in order to do this and to get a ballot paper to every household. And I think that's something to be proud of.
David Cameron has promised an in-out referendum by 2017 if the Tories win the next general election. So there are a few more years and a few more hurdles to jump before people here get to have a vote that counts.
Today, I am leaving the Conservative Party and joining UKIP.
His points are fair. He said if Conservative would have done what they said they were going to do, he wouldn't have had to defect to UKIP. I actually agree with him.
I would vote for him because he's now gone to UKIP. For the plain fact that it's a big step forward, and I think it's going to help us positively all the way through for the next few years.
Well, Mark Reckless is live for us in Stroud. Thank you very much for joining us, Mr Reckless. You've been accused of lying about your intentions of misleading your constituents. We heard some of the feelings of them there. How can they trust you to be a good MP after all of this?
Well, because I'm having a by-election. I think that is the really crucial point. I mean, listening to some of the ladies in your clip just then, I rather agree with the sense of what they're saying, but I think it only really applies when you have an MP, and this has almost always been the case before, who switches party and then insists on continuing to represent the same constituents in a different party and doesn't give them a say. And I would totally understand why people would be angry in that circumstance. I really want to find a positive campaign and focus on the local issues, and that's why I'm out here campaigning in Stroud, because the big issue has been traffic congestion. A lot of people complaining it's taken an hour, 2 hours just to get to work queuing in Stroud.
Clear that Europe was one of the key issues in your decision to defect. However, only last month you argued that only the Conservatives could offer an in-out referendum on Europe. Were you mistaken? Were you not telling the truth?
Well, the Conservatives are offering a referendum, but my concern is it won't be a fair, straight, in-out referendum that I want. And the reason for that is the Prime Minister is going to pretend to renegotiate our membership of the EU. Just like Harold Wilson did in 1975, he'll come back and the others will work with him and they'll say, oh, well, things have changed, it's all going to be much better in the future, I've got this, we're going to do that, and you may not have liked the EU in the past, but I've renegotiated and it's good for Britain and you should vote to stay in. People won't actually know if that's true at the time, but he hopes he can fool enough of the people for a small period of time to win that vote, and we will not have another vote for generations.
I'd just like to say the reason I'm behind UKIP is it's the only party that I've seen in my life that stands up for the truth.
I'm voting for him so that he can come and fulfill those promises under UKIP.
I don't want to be part of the establishment. I think people are fed up with Westminster politics. They want politicians who keep their word. I didn't feel I could keep the promises that I made along with other Conservatives, and that's why I joined UKIP, so I can keep my promises to voters here and across the country is what UKIP wants to do.